from PickDawgz here with your free NFL picks for Week 5, 2019. This is the show where we go through all the games. Tried to get Steve Monahan on the show, and we had tech difficulties. I bring him in through Skype is the way that I do that, and I just couldn't get the damn thing to work. My computer did some kind of update, and I'm going to guess that's what the problem is. But got that going on. We got the website launching hopefully today. I've been working on that. So a lot going on, but of course we got a full card of NFL football going on today. I know during my live show this morning, I said that, I think on the live show I said the A's, or the Rays. And on my video I said the A's, but it's actually the A's is my pick tonight. And like I said in the video, if you watch the video, it's exactly the way I feel. So no reason to keep rehashing it. Of course, on this show, we go through just all the NFL games on the schedule. And that's what we'll be doing here today. So trying to get... Can't see your comments. That's what I'm trying to get up for those who see me struggling here. Let's see where we can get those at. Is it here? Is it here? Where the hell is it? Boy, it's like I lost everything when I did the update this morning. Options, picture, window. There it is. Awesome. Now I see you guys. Morning. Hello to everyone that's joining us. I'm looking forward to the new website too. But right now it's our NFL show. And going to go through the entire card. Like I said, Steve Monahan, just couldn't get him on. I had Skype issues. So it is what it is. Hopefully you guys got the notifications on YouTube. If not, I guess we could always do this show tomorrow. Might be easier for everyone. I have a call coming up shortly as well. Anyways, I do free picks every day on this show at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we do NFL and college football previews. So hello to everyone that's joining us. Not sure if notifications went out or not. You guys would know better than me. Let's see. Going to go through the NFL card, just pretty much straight through it. Getting a text from my tech team. But anyways, let's get rolling with these NFL picks. We'll worry about this other stuff later. And like I said, it's been an interesting couple days as we work on our new website. I haven't launched one in a while. So it's all kind of new to me. Yeah, people saying they got the notifications, but we only have 14 people watching us. It's really weird. It's like I'm on the Picks and Parlays radio show or something. It's bizarro world. Anyways, let's get rolling with our NFL picks then. Maybe because I didn't advertise it. So Thursday Night Football, we got the Seahawks against the Rams. I've been kind of back and forth on this game. The Rams played so terribly last week, and the Seahawks really, Pete Carroll, the way that he does things, it's just his teams. It never looks pretty, but they seem to just get it done, and I like that. It's kind of like the way I do things. It's kind of like, when you'll see when the website is up, it's not going to be perfect. It's not even going to be close. It's going to be a work in progress, and it's a new website. We're going to be adding things like every day, and we're going to have fire drills. It's kind of like the way that Pete Carroll does his Seahawks team, and that's why he ends up with a lot of undrafted players. Meanwhile, the Rams coming off of that loss at home against the Buccaneers, I know they're going to be salty and they're going to come in, loaded for bear. The problem is that Seattle crowd, super, super tough, and the Seahawks have already lost at home this season to the Saints. I think the Saints are a better team than the Rams. I tell you, I like the Seahawks in this one. At least that's my play as of right now. Hopefully I'll read some more up on this. Maybe I'll get a new opinion, but for now, that's my play. We head to New York, where the Giants are taking on the Vikings. And the Vikings, boy, hit and miss, right? At home, they've been lights out. On the road, they've been getting their lights knocked out, right? So it's like just really, really tough. But, I can't see them going into New York and struggling. I just don't see that being an issue here without Saquon Barkley. The Vikings are just the better team. I know it seems to be a lot of money here going on to the Giants, but I'm going to take the Vikings, and that's going to be my free pick in this game. Of course, we're going through the entire NFL schedule. This is our NFL preview show. Normally I have Steve Monahan with me. We had tech difficulties, and it's like we tried for 20 minutes to get this thing to work. We couldn't do it, so it's just going to be me today, and Steve will hopefully be on Sunday to go over the games with you guys as well. Go to Washington, where the Redskins are taking on the Patriots. Here's one of those games that we all, will be talking about in the Facebook group, and even people that don't even talk about these things normally, or might even not know what they're talking about, which is fine. I don't care. They'll be saying these things because in this game we have it big time, and it's inverse line movement with 74% of the public on the Patriots, yet the line has dropped a full point from 16 to 15. When you get into these big numbers, line movements happen a little bit more easily, especially to the downside. So you have to remember that, but at the same time, it is a full point line movement when 74% of the bets are being made on the opposite side. So it's a big number on the opposite side for any inverse line movement at all. Patriots were 3-5 last year on the road. They're hardly world beaters as a road team. We saw last week in Buffalo, they didn't cover. We saw against the Jets earlier, they didn't cover. The Patriots are a good team. They've always been a steady team. They've rarely been a team that just pounds teams every single week. We know that they're going to out-execute most of the teams, and that's going to get you wins. They're not going to make a lot of mistakes. The other team's going to make more mistakes. That's going to get you wins. But does that cover 15-point spreads on the road? Very, very, very difficult call here because Washington is so bad on offense. I'm going to take the Redskins plus the 15. I don't love this pick. I will certainly not be betting it on my own. Hello to everyone that's joining us. I think I've gone over this a bunch of times. I think I have. I'll say it one more time. What happened with picks and parlays is I own the company still. I still own more than Craig. I own 150% more than Craig does of that company. Okay, and so he's still there. He's still running the place, but I still own 150% of what he owns in that company. Basically, we have other business partners plus investors in a larger company, and I don't agree with the way that these guys run the company. So I gave them several options for me to exit, and they chose the one that keeps me as an investor and owner of the company when it's something I don't want to be. And I told them, I've made it very, very clear to them that that's not the option that I want. So they chose to keep me around as an investor in their company, which it's an investment that I don't believe in. It's a sell. As an investor, it's what you call a sell, a short sale, like a company that's bad, right? A bad, poorly run company that's, not going in the direction, not the way that I run. The way that I run businesses is I find something I'm super passionate about And I just do it, right? And then people show up, everyone gets excited, and this is what we do, right? That's what you guys saw from me at Sports Chat and Picks and Parlays. These are not guys that are super passionate about. They're not going to get on here and talk about NFL football for an hour, college football for 2 hours. They're not going to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day to talk sports with you guys, because that's not what they are or who they care about. So we have a conflict, of personalities here. I'm someone that does this because I love it. These are people that go through the motions for the money, hoping they can, maximize every little. It's like, I don't really care about that stuff. Doing what I do has given me a life beyond my wildest dreams. I'm good, I don't need to squeeze every dime out of every, centimeter of the website. I don't need to do that. I'm not going to do that to you guys. I'm not going to sit here and go through the motions and do things that I don't want to do for a couple of bucks or $1 million or $10 million or $100 million. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather sit here and talk to you guys about sports and do what I love to do, and I'm comfortable. I go surfing every day, I play golf every day, and I get to talk sports with you guys every single day, all day. What exactly am I trying to achieve? I don't understand it. Oh, well, man. Let's get past this crap. I hope we're good on that question for a while now. Good afternoon. Yeah, changing coaches in the middle of the season is never a great idea. I don't know who would be calling me at this hour, but we're going to not accept it. Anyways, so I don't know why this person is calling me. I'm on the show. Wow, man. Anyways, let's keep going. Maybe they chose that option because they want you to come back, leave the door open type of thing. I got news for you guys. I'm not going back. I have no interest in working with those guys. I have no interest. Not for $100 million. Not for $400 million, not for $10 million, not for $1 billion, not for a private jet, not for any of those things that these guys think are so fucking important. There is no way in hell I'm going back. It's the end of the story. So, what up? What's going on, Mitch? Hope the day is good. Stephen Gostowski placed on IR today. I think that they're trying to decide to keep him or not. He's been terrible, right? He has been absolutely terrible. We did get to that game already, and I don't know about the over/under. I think weather has something to do with that, so something we'll have to talk about on Sunday. Yeah, they won't pay up. They're all talk, no action. It's like they want sports chat and they want my equity in picks and parlays, but they don't want to pay for it. It's like it doesn't even make sense. They can't bring me. How can they bring me down? I have a new business. I have no non-compete. How can they bring me down? It's the other way around. They need me to. I'm a high percentage equity shareholder in their company. When they sign contracts, when they do things like that, they're going to need me to sign, and I'm going to be too busy talking to you guys. We're very busy, man. We're very busy here, right? It's what we do. Anyways, yeah, we did that game already, man. This is the NFL show. Way annoying, man. Raiders up against the Bears. Raiders have gone to 5.5 point dogs in this one from 6.5. Only 42% of the money on the Raiders. I love the Raiders in this game. Trubisky, I know, is out, which kind of is a good thing for the Bears if you back the Bears. But I don't know. The Raiders have been up and down all season, coming from that big up game at Indy. They haven't been able to sustain anything. But once again, inverse line movement plus 5.5 here to the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders. We go to Philly against the Jets. I don't think there's a person in football that watches football that hates the Eagles or believes less in the Eagles than I do. I know they beat the Packers last Thursday, They have extra rust. They're playing a team coming off of a bye week here, but I don't see it happening. I'm going to take the Jets here in the points. I know the Jets aren't a good team. They're coming off of a bye. I know they have quarterback issues. Darnold could possibly play here. I don't think he will, but he could possibly play. But I think that, I think the Jets have what it takes to keep it close. This is an Eagles team that trailed the Washington Redskins by big numbers heading into the second half, and we're unable to cover a 10-point spread against Washington. Do you think the Redskins are that much better than the Jets? I certainly don't see it. I'm going to take the Jets plus the points. Of course, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. Of course, we're live every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Normally on this show, we have Steve Monahan with us. We had tech difficulties. Tried like hell to get him on. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It's like, I'm not going to, like the Picks and Parlays radio show, okay? Craig would have me on as a guest. I wanted to be the host of the show. Craig said I was too old and shitty to be the host, okay? True story. I'll stand by it. Craig can sue me for defamation if he wants to or whatever. But that is a true story. I have witnesses, okay? Craig said I was too old and shitty to be the host of the radio show. Meanwhile, this show sucks. I mean, it just sucks. If there's a shittier show on YouTube, the radio, Facebook Live, anything, if there's a shittier show anywhere, I mean, Ghost Pick Jimmy looks like fucking Johnny Carson next to these guys. Seriously, man. I was embarrassed to be on that show. I always have to take it to like the next level, right? It's like, say, oh, you're going to ruin your name. Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I'm always like, I just got to take it to the next level. Got the Saints up against the Bucks, and the Saints were 6-point favorites in this thing with 61% of the public. The Bucks, after that impressive win over the Rams. Now, we're just going to go over all the games here, so there's no reason to ask for games. We go through the entire NFL schedule. The other show that you're thinking of happens at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day. We did ours today already. But we got the Saints up against the Bucks. I'm going to take the Saints in this one. Last year, the Bucks beat the Saints in this spot. It was actually earlier in the season. I think Jimmy would appreciate that comment. I gave him a compliment. You know how much money that Picks and Parlays radio show costs? I mean, what Jimmy and I do is free. We're just on YouTube. We hook up a camera and start talking. A Picks and Parlays radio show is like, I can't even tell you guys. I'm probably legally not allowed to tell you guys how much money they flush down the drain every day on that show. It's like, it's unbelievable how much money they waste. They've lost so much money on that. I've gone into my opinion of ghost picks. I'm not going to post that question up on the board. But let's just say they don't post their records. Let's just say it's always like this thing. It looks like a used car commercial, right? With all the shit around the screen. It's like, build yourself a website, do the work, and get it. Like Jimmy, he bought, like when he first sold the pick or something, he bought like a gold chain. He like wore it out, like this. It's like I'm impressed now, It's like I'm going to show you guys, like I got one of these, right? So I'm going to show you guys I'm going to just show you guys. Oh, by the way, man, I got one of these things, right? It's like, gives a fuck, man. I wear this one most of the time, right? Everyone knows that. The fuck. Anyways, I'm really in bad form today. Oh man. Anyways, we're taking the Jets, and we took the Saints -3. It's a small crowd today, and we're kind of really an open book. Got the Panthers and the Jaguars. Got the Panthers laying 3.5 points in this thing. In my video pick, I gave the total in this one, and it's the I gave the under, but in the game, I'm actually going to take the Jags with the points. I think this is. I'm never going to apologize. One thing. See, that's what, like, when I got into the whole thing with Doc Sports. That was when I was still with the company, right? And Craig was like, I have to apologize to these people for you. It's like, I don't apologize. Don't apologize for me because I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry one bit. Don't apologize. Apologize for yourself for being a patsy and a pushover and a yes man and a suck up. But don't apologize for me. Jesus. I'm gonna take the Jags plus 3.5 in this one. I just think that getting points in a defensive game is always a good spot. So Ghost Picks, like I said, I don't want to get into it with Jimmy again. You know, it's like whatever. But let's just say you don't see me doing any joint ventures with those guys, right? How is it possible it's just the bastard? The green screen in the P&P radio show. Oh, the production cost? They have like a studio set up with like production people. That Chelsea, she doesn't work for free, right? Then you have to pay for the Vegas place for Craig because he goes there so often. The plane tickets, the food, the cable TV in the Vegas place, the electric, the phone, the tip the doorman, the rental car, oh man, it's big. The cost of producing the show itself. And then extra help on top of that. Then there's like set design, things like that. You have to pay for all that stuff. Voiceovers for the commercials on the radio. Oh, yeah. Big bucks. I'm still paying for it. So believe me, I'm not out of the woods. I'm an owner of the company, and part of that gets deducted from my monthly salary. And you want to talk about bitter. Yes. Serve me up a platter of shit. I'll gladly pay for it. It's like, I was so mad. Oh my God, you should read those emails. And oh man. I'm gonna go to the game between the Steelers and the Ravens. Steelers getting 3.5 in this one. They were favored by 4 when the line opened. Only 38% of the public on the Steelers here. I know the Steelers coming off of the short week after the game against the Bengals, but the Steelers have played in a lot of close games this season. All their games have been really, really close except for that opener against New England. And I'm gonna take the Steelers here plus the points. I think that either they win by a crap call, which they get all the time, or they keep it close enough. I don't know if I'm funny. You guys are just asking all the right questions. Is she legit, Chelsea? I don't know what you mean. She doesn't know anything about sports betting, right? She knows sports. And she seems very nice. I talked to her when I was on the show. She seems super nice. I mean, I have no problems with Chelsea. It's like, I don't think that she knows enough about sports betting to add value to a sports betting show. And that's just my opinion. Other people, their 12 daily watchers disagree with me, I guess. It's not a boardroom, but it's not a studio. It's just an empty room right now. Yeah, I'm not really apologizing. I don't think she's the worst. She's not the worst. There's way worse than her, than Chelsea. There's way worse. I think some of the guys on Wager Talk are worse than her. I mean, obviously Kelly's, superstar, right? But what about the other guys? You want to talk about the cast of misfits and clowns, man. Try sitting through 40 minutes of that shit. It's like, ouch. Oh, man. Rod says Benny is a good guy of Ghost Picks. I don't know him. Benny, anyone but Jimmy from Ghost Picks could be sitting right across the table from me at the taco stand. I wouldn't know it. I don't know anybody from that site. I only know Jimmy, and I haven't seen one of his videos in a long time, but I know he always had like tons of shit around the screen, like all kinds of like used cars today was only 50%. I was like, get your, it's like Kohl's over there or something, except they never lose, right? They always have a winning record every day. It's an amazing thing. I am in the mood today because I'm excited. We're going to be launching the website. Will they run a lot? I don't know what that means. The Steelers, that is, will they run the ball a lot? I don't know. I think they're going to go with whatever works, whatever's there. These guys have no money. You know, they don't have money to buy me out. I offered them to buy me out. I offered them to give me Sports Chat Place back and give me some money for my interest in picks and parlays and go on our merry way. They wouldn't do it. That's why I have to talk to my lawyer. That's why the show is, you know, right after the show. It's like ridiculous. Right. I don't think she's going to be there that much longer, to be honest with you. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just saying I don't think she's going to be there that much longer because exactly what you say. It's not her thing, you know? And it's like, I think that she's going to have a great career in doing, I think like as a sports interviewer, like a sports whatever, anything like that, she'd be great at it. I just think the betting isn't really her thing because she's, you know, she might be in Vegas, but she doesn't strike me like Kelly, you know, who goes up there and says, I'll put 3 large on the Rams, right? It's like, it's just a different thing. It's like, let's see. I don't know. I've never seen First Take. Is that the one with Stephen A? I watch Stephen A. I don't know what the name of his show is. It's the only show I watch on ESPN. I don't know. That to me, the show is bad. I have not seen the Picks and Parlay show in over a month, at least. More than that. But last time I saw it, it was so bad. It was just so bad, man. Bad. I mean, I have an excuse. I'm just one guy in front of a camera. You know, I was out pulling weeds today. You know, it's like I don't have like a whole studio production crew. You know, spending. You know, like I said, I don't even want to tell you guys what it costs. But let's just say it's ridiculous. Let's just say it doesn't make any money. It's a loser. Anyways, got the Bengals up against the Cardinals. And the Bengals coming off of Monday night, 0-4. The Cardinals 0-3-1. Someone's 0 has got to go. Well, you can't really say that with the Cardinals because they're 0-3-1. You know, so they know that they don't necessarily have to win to not lose. Meanwhile, the Bengals, this team's not as bad as the record. I think they're the better team in this one. I look for the Bengals to get the win in this one. I look for Zach Taylor to get his first win. I think it's going to be a process for Taylor, but I think he has some of the pieces there. I think that they're going to have to break it down and see if they can get some value for some of these players. My guess is if they can get A.J. Green back, that they trade him in the offseason and try and get some draft picks. And maybe some of these other guys like Mixon and some of these defensive linemen like Geno Atkins. Try and get some value for them. But in the meantime, they beat the Cardinals here, and the Bengals get their first win of the season. But anyways, keep rolling right along. We got the Texans at home against the Falcons. Falcons have been lousy on the road. Their only win was at home. It was against the Eagles. It was at night. And I'll tell you, even at home this past week against the Titans, they didn't even show up. I don't think they have much better luck here against the Texans team, who's playing their third home game in 4 weeks, and they're coming off of a home loss. This is a must-win game for them. Look for them to turn it up, and we know this Texans defense can really, really play. Line movement going in the same direction. We'll take the Texans. Keep moving right along. Titans against the Bills. This is one of those better games right out there. It's like 2-2 against 3-1. Yeah, everybody has seen that story of Mattress Mac. Everybody has seen it. It's at more than plus 220, isn't it? I mean, but everyone has seen the story, right? Where Mattress Mac, this guy, he has a mattress giveaway, so he hedged it out that in case the Astros do win the World Series, he has a bet on the Astros to win the World Series, and he'll end up ahead. It's like so it's like if the Astros don't win the World Series, he'll lose his $3.5 million bet, but he won't have to give all these refunds on all these mattresses that he sold. So if he wins if the Astros do win the World Series, he'll have to give refunds on all these mattresses that he sold, but he'll end up making more money because his bet will pay off bigger than the amount he owes in mattresses. So, that's really how the basis of that bet. It's not like he just went in there cold and said it's win or lose $3.5 million. It's a hedge, is all it is. His bet was that the Astros wouldn't win the World Series. That was his bet. Now he's hedged out of it because he got better odds on his prop bet. So either way, he wins. He can't lose. Plus, he has all those happy customers, especially if he gives away those free mattresses. Look at all those happy customers he has for life. We got the Titans and the Bills. This is a tough game. The Titans, which Titans team shows up? The one that we've seen, twice on the road, slaughter teams, and then at home, lose a game that, they were never really in. At night at home against the Jaguars. Just doesn't even make sense to me. But the Titans get back home in this one. The Bills 2-0 on the road this season also. Coming off that loss against New England. We had the Bills last week. They played it tough, not tough enough. They didn't get it done. But we're going to do this. Speaking of math, we're going to go heads for the Bills, tails for the Titans. Probably do this again on Sunday. Bills. Coin flip. Yeah, so Max is saying that I should do a betting strategy show. I'm going to do some of that stuff, and we're going to have a betting strategy section on the new site. I have all the content written. I just need to post it when the site is ready to go. When the site goes live, I'll start posting it. Probably won't start posting it for another week or so, though, after the site goes live. But I'll slowly start to integrate that content out there. And I'll let people ask questions about it. I'll put URLs to the answers, and you guys will be able to find it. It's something we're working on. Right now, we're just trying to get the site up and out. We got the Chargers hosting the Broncos. Man, Phillip Rivers, he can really shoot himself in the foot. This guy, they were able to cover at Miami. 2-2 going into this one. Melvin Gordon, of course, back in the fold. Meanwhile, the Broncos come in. Bradley Chubb is out. Line in this one is 6.5. It hasn't budged. This is a divisional game, so usually tougher than what they look on paper. And this one looks like a cakewalk for the Chargers. I really hate the way Joe Flacco is playing right now. I look for the Chargers to beat him up. I'm going to take the Chargers minus 6.5. This pick goes against everything I believe in. We'll keep moving right along. We got the Dallas Cowboys up against the Green Bay Packers, and the Cowboys coming off of a loss at New Orleans. No shame in that. Going to New Orleans, losing at night, not giving up a touchdown, losing by 2 points in a revenge game, a game where they beat the Saints in New Orleans last year. Those are the games that, man, you say they didn't figure to win that game. I don't know how they were favored, right? It's like we had the Saints, and we had the Saints the second half, and we were all over the Saints in that one. But this one is a tougher game. Of course, the Packers, Miracle Men, they've played a lot of home games. They've played 3 other games at home, only 1 on the road. This is their second road game. It's their first road game since opening night against the Bears. Meanwhile, the Cowboys, they come back home. They're 2-0 at home. They're 3-1 against the number this year. The only time they didn't cover was last week at New Orleans. This is going to be a pretty good game. I think that it's tough to give Aaron Rodgers more than a field goal. It just is. I think the Cowboys win this game. I think it comes down to a late last second field goal that they hit. I think Aaron Rodgers has the Packers in gear early, puts points on the board. I think the Cowboys just wear them down as the better team. The money's on the Packers in this game, which makes it tough. But I don't know. It's just so hard. We'll have to talk with Steve Monahan about this one on Sunday. I'll take the Packers plus the points here. I think the Cowboys win the game. I don't know if they cover the 3.5. go to Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium for a night game, one of the tougher buildings to play in during the day even. And now they have to go there at night. It's the Chiefs and the Colts. And Andy Reid and company laying 11 points in this thing. Just to me, it seems like a lot of points. That it's just to me it's a lot of points because it's just the Colts are a playoff team last year, and I know they didn't play well last week against the Raiders, and I know that that's what we're going to get from Jacoby Brissett. I'm trying to think of the right words to say here. It's like I don't want to say anything that makes people think, oh, he hates the Colts or he hates this or something like that, because that's not the case. The case is that Jacoby Brissett isn't Peyton Manning. He's not Andrew Luck and he's not Tom Brady. He's a good quarterback. He's better than a lot of the quarterbacks out there. The problem that we have with Jacoby Brissett is that he's going to be inconsistent. But the Colts defense and the rest of the Colts team is good. This is not a team that just made the playoffs last year. They won a playoff game. The Chiefs won one playoff game last year. That's it. Okay, they had the best record. They had the home field advantage in the AFC. But when push comes to shove and we look at reality, they won one playoff game last year. And the Colts won one playoff game last year. They won the wild card, but they won a playoff game. And the Chiefs, they won a playoff game too. I like the Colts. It's too many points. It's just too many. And the world loves Patrick Mahomes, and I was dead wrong about him in the draft and all that stuff. I know that. When I'm wrong, I promptly admit it, right? But I think it has swung so far the other way that it's like he can't beat them by himself. And I know the Chiefs are loaded, but you're playing against a playoff team. 11 points against a playoff team coming off, no way. That AFC South that the Colts are in with the Titans and the Texans and the Jags, that's a tough ass division. That's super tough. I'm gonna take the Colts here. I think that's just such a physical, tough division. And I know that the Chiefs and the Chargers had the two best records in the AFC last season. They were both 12-4. But I still think that with the Broncos and the Raiders in there, that's a much softer division than the South. The South is tough, man. I think any of those teams could win the South. Go to Monday Night Football, San Francisco up against Cleveland, and man, I bash San Francisco so much, right? I just bash. John Lynch, can't stand him. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he's a little overrated, all that stuff. San Francisco coming off a bye. Cleveland coming off of a big win on the road at Baltimore. But it's back-to-back road games here for the Browns, and we know what that means in the NFL. Death. Yeah, when there's a lot of injuries for a team, that's figured into the line already. The line was 9.5, now it's 11. When injuries are figured into the line. If the Colts didn't have injuries, this would be a 4-point spread. If Andrew Luck was playing, it would probably be 3. It's like all that stuff is figured in. It's not like the world doesn't know that there's injuries. There's the injury list. You can read them off. But anyways, I'm going to take the 49ers here. It's who do you hate the most? And it's like probably the Browns a little more than I hate the 49ers, as much as I don't like either of these teams. I'll take the 49ers. I'll like 3.5. I just have no faith in Cleveland. I think on the road, second week in a row, Baker Mayfield against that defense, I think he's going to struggle. So I'm going to take the 49ers, and that'll be it for our NFL preview show. I'll recap, of course, all the game. Yeah, we know. All those things are figured into the line. Any guys that are out, it's in the line already. It's not a secret. It's not like so here it is. So say the Patriots are 7-point favorites over the Packers. Okay, say they're 7-point home favorites against the Packers. If Tom Brady goes out, right? Say Tom Brady's all of a sudden he's injured, he's not going to play. Is the line still going to stay at 7? No. It's all figured into the line. It's all in the line. It's already in there. Don't worry, it's in there. I'm telling you, it's already in there. Hilton's questionable for the game. He might go. Rodgers, questionable. Campbell, questionable. I know. There's a lot of guys out are questionable for the Colts. Not listed as out. Funchess, out. I wouldn't be surprised if Hilton played. Anyways, Chiefs have an injury list just as long. Okafor, questionable. Williams, questionable. Claiborne, eligible from suspension. Substance abuse. Hill, out. Fisher, out. I mean, they got tons of guys out. Sure, Chad Henne's on injured reserve. What the hell are they going to do? I haven't brought that guy up in a long time, man. I'm a big time Chad Henne basher. Anyways, let's go. Let's recap. I'll take the Seahawks minus 1.5, the Vikings minus 5.5, the Redskins plus 15, the Raiders plus 5.5, Jets plus 13.5, the Saints minus 3, the Jags plus 3.5, the Steelers plus 3.5, the Bengals minus 3, the Texans minus 5. We flipped the penny and took the Bills plus 3, Chargers minus 6.5, Packers plus 3.5. Not really sure about that one. I think that could be 3-4, 2-3-4 in that range. It's going to be that one's going to be the one where it's going to go. It could go either way, all the way right down to the end. And if you're watching that one in a sports book, it's going to be whoa, it's going to be wild swings. I love the Colts plus the 11, and we took the 49ers minus 3.5. Of course, we talked a little bit about why I left the old companies. I've gone over that a ton of times already. Hopefully we're pretty clear on that. I'm sure after talking to my lawyer, he's going to tell me to shut up about it already. And him I'll listen to. So, thank you, everybody, for joining me. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to tell your friends. Join our Facebook group. And, of course, we'll be back tomorrow with part 1 of our college football preview. This is Mitch. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And, tomorrow should be a good show. We got NFL Thursday Night Football. We got a couple college football games. We got 2 baseball games. And then Friday, got 2 college football games, 4 Major League Baseball games. Of course, there's NHL and stuff. So we'll figure out how we're going to deal with it. This is Mitch. Hopefully, if the website comes up, I'm going to do a quick just live, we're up video.